Let's take a few minutes now to talk about the U.S. Supreme Court. Let's look at rulings that have recently come down and a couple that we're still keeping tabs on that could come any day now. The topics: homelessness and abortion. The case that will most likely have the biggest widespread impact here at home is the one that we've been talking about now for a long time. It's out of Grants Pass, Oregon. A group of homeless people sued the city after a camping ban was passed, punishing people who were sleeping on public property like sidewalks or parks. The plaintiff's lawyers representing the homeless folks argue that because Grants Pass does not have enough shelter for all of its homeless people, and because sleep is a physical need, the camping ban violates the U.S. Constitution's 8th Amendment against cruel and unusual punishment.
People in Grants Pass are being given $295 tickets and thrown in jail for using a blanket in the middle of the winter because they have nowhere safe to sleep and there are no shelters. I can't think of anything more cruel than throwing someone in jail for trying to protect themselves against the freezing winter. And that's what this case boils down to. Are people allowed to use things like blankets and pillows in a town that has no housing and no shelter?
Those on the other side say that argument is ridiculous and that allowing homeless camping on public property is harmful and wrong.
I think the idea that the humane thing to do is to allow people to live in a public park or on a sidewalk is insane. And yet that is the argument that keeps being made on the other side is, oh, well, the nice thing to do is to allow people to swelter through these summers in a tent or to leave them to sleep in a gutter or in a sidewalk or something. That's crazy. These problems have existed since time immemorial, and we resolve them on a case-by-case basis by, in some cases, giving people the opportunities they need, and in some other cases, getting them the treatment they need, and in some other cases, punishing people for breaking the law.
The U.S. Supreme Court's opinion on this case is expected any day now, and you can be sure it's going to be our big story whenever it happens. Now, you may have heard about another ruling this week from the court. Its first case on abortion since overturning Roe v. Wade. Justices voted unanimously to keep the drug mifepristone on the market. It means people can get the drug in the mail without an in-person doctor visit. The case stemmed from Texas, where a group of anti-abortion doctors claimed the FDA did not properly vet the drug in 2000 and put women's health at risk. In its ruling, justices said those doctors did not have legal standing to sue, and as a result, the lawsuit will be dismissed. But this is not the only abortion case on the Supreme Court's docket. There's another case. It's out of Idaho, and it regards whether or not a federal law on emergency treatment at hospitals must include abortions, even in states where abortion is banned, like Idaho. A ruling on this case is also expected any day now.